Hello, I'm Ольga Godina, the first techno blogger in the world. I'm very glad to take interview with Samuel Kerridge several hours before Gabba Festival in St. Petersburg. Samuel Kerridge is a DJ, producer, master of playing live performances, and one of the most outstanding singular talented persons. His expressiveness, originality and style are unmatched. Berghain, Boiler Room, Bassiani, Berlin Atonal, Rex Club are examples of people where people could hear his music. Samuel Kerridge is also well known for the soundtracks to their house movies. In this interview, he will answer several questions about his musical life and interests. Samuel, very nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
How did you choose the techno direction, and what techno music mean to you?
I don't think I ever chose that direction. I never purposely went out thinking I'm going to make techno. I don't really like putting stuff in genres. I mean, I know obviously some of my influence is techno, and I get that, and I am into techno, but I think it's not defined by one style, you know. I think growing up in the UK as well, I was exposed to a lot of different styles of music, so yeah, I think it's kind of broad, really, my style. I don't know what techno really means to me. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of broad as well, you know. Like any art, it means different things to different people. So it's hard to define what it actually means to me. I just try and make music that I love, really, and what actually I feel for something. If that's what techno is, maybe that's what it is, you know.
And what DJs influenced you in the past, and who would you remark now?
Influenced me in the past, what DJs? I mean, Jeff Mills is obviously a big one. DJs is a bit different. It's a bit weird for me. I suppose when I was younger, I used to go out and watch a lot of DJs. I was really into a lot of progressive house DJs back in the 90s because I've always liked warm-up DJs as well. They're like DJs who build something, you know. Don't just play any peak time set would really kind of turn me off. I always want to hear a DJ kind of build something and make something special, and that's why I kind of think the warm-up DJ's kind of been lost now. It's kind of like a lost art. People just kind of play bangers straight away and think it's their time to shine instead of really building something special in a DJ set and thinking about what they're going to play, you know, and presenting something a little bit more worthwhile. Because it's not always about shouting loud, you know, it's about building an atmosphere in a club. So I'd say it's hard to specifically pinpoint one DJ or a few DJs. I think it's more what a DJ does, you know? That's what kind of gets me off.
Yeah, I understand. And you are from the United Kingdom. Why did you decide to move to Berlin? I saw a lot of interviews. It is the favorite question practically in every interview.
Yeah,
people ask you. But still, if this question is so popular, I think a lot of people interested and maybe they not seen that interview before. So tell us again, please.
Why did I move to Berlin? For music, obviously, you know, but the funny thing is, before I moved to Berlin, I'd never even been there. I'd never been on holiday, never visited there, so just kind of moved. For music. I think the fact that it was so cheap compared to other European cities, I'd reached a point in England where I kind of couldn't go on anymore. I was just I had a job, you know, I was earning money and stuff, I could live, but I just thought, what's the fucking point, you know? There was no point in my existence. So I was like, right, I need to move somewhere. All I thought about all the time was making music. So I'd be at work all day and all I'd think about was solely music, what I was going to do to this track when I was going to get home. And that feeling got that great that in the end, I was just like, right, let's move to Berlin, because I could save some money up and on that money live I wouldn't need to have a job. So yeah, I kind of went there for the music. And I mean, Berlin's great. It's an absolute amazing city. I mean, without Berlin, I don't know if I'd be in the position I am today. You meet so many different artists, people. Like I met Carl through going in an Irish pub, you know, watching football. So it's just kind of, yeah, there's creatives all over Berlin, and there's a lot of enthusiastic people trying to egg you on and support you, which is amazing. And I've never felt that anywhere else in the world. It's definitely unique to Berlin. But you have to be very strict with yourself to live in Berlin. Like I couldn't, 5 years was enough, you know. There's a lot of parties there, and in the end it was just too much. I had to leave. It was too much parties, and I wasn't strong enough to say no. So.
And to your mind, Berlin is the capital of techno now.
Yeah, I'd say that for sure. I don't think anywhere else in the world could kind of have that moniker. I mean, obviously there's other great cities. I think Paris, there's some really good stuff going on. London's great. I mean, London's more eclectic for sure, you know. I mean, the same thing with Berlin being it is the techno capital, but also I think in some ways that can hinder it as well, because I think it's hard for other styles to kind of push through. I mean, techno's massive there, you know, and everyone fucking dresses the same, and like they all go to the same parties, but it was really, it was nice to move back to the UK actually and have this, people just seem a lot more vibrant, you know, they're into lots of different styles of music, and it's not just solely focused on one type of thing, which was really refreshing actually. And I think moving back to the UK kind of opened my eyes again to like more musical genres, and I think like the music I'm making now is the best music I've ever made, and I think that's because I moved back to England.
And what labels are you published in and would like to be released?
Would I like to be released?
Maybe some wishes, next steps, and previous information we're interested in.
Yeah, so obviously a lot of my work's on Downwards, Regis's label. I've done some stuff on Blueprint, which is James Ruskin's label, Horizontal Ground, and I had my own label, Contour, but yeah, we've stopped that now. And just in the end, I couldn't be bothered running a record label. It's hard work, you know, it really is. It's just the effort, and I think it distracted me from making music, which is ultimately what I'm in music for, you know. I'd love to publish other people, but it's just, it got too much hard work in the end. Labels I'd like to release on, I don't know. I want world domination, so whoever's going to give me that push. I'm joking. It's hard. I mean, you have to find a label that supports you, and Carl on Downwards has always supported me from the start. Like since I met him, like through going to the Irish pub and stuff like this in Berlin, like he's always supported me. He's put me onto other labels and stuff. So yeah, I think you kind of repay that faith they've had in you by releasing on their label. So I wouldn't say I want to release on any other label. You just want to release somewhere where you're supported, and there's no better position than to be in a position where you can release your music and people want to listen to it, you know. I'm sure it might come to a point where people don't want to, but at the moment people do, and yeah, luckily for me at the moment I'm supported in doing so.
Yeah, nice. And I saw one of the labels was Went for Tolga, some underground label.
Oh yeah. So that was a remix. Yeah, I think also it's good to support smaller labels, you know, like also money-wise. I know like some artists, you know, they charge quite astronomical fees for remixes and stuff, but it's not what I'm about. You know, you have to support the grassroots as well, and I think it's good. Yeah, doesn't have to be a massive label or like a massive artist for me to be interested in remixing. Like for something, for some self-worth, for self-promotion, I do it because I listen to a track and I think, yeah, I could maybe do something with that, and then I'll say, yeah, let's do it. But yeah, I'm just more about. I've always been about the event series we've done in Berlin, Contour, was about more supporting grassroots and unknown artists. We mixed it with known artists, but it's kind of giving a voice to unknown producers, you know, that usually get overlooked. And there's some fucking great music being made out there that just, if you don't look right, or, you know, I don't know, don't dress correctly or know the right people, some people just kind of get overlooked. And yeah, I just try and support it from every angle, you know, like play small nights, play big nights, do it all, you know, don't be exclusive. Like, it's not what the scene's about as well. If you're going back to your techno question earlier, maybe that's techno or electronic music as a whole. It's not about fucking exclusivity. I don't like it. It's inclusive. That's get that on camera.
And your music from Berghain, when I had been at your set in November, and it influenced me a lot, and maybe it was beginning of my techno-blogging way. So what do you feel playing in these outstanding walls Berghain, and what could you tell us about its audience?
Yeah, I mean, Berghain's fantastic, you know. Yeah, definitely up there, one of the best clubs in the world. The audience is great, yeah. They're very open-minded. I think probably my favourite set there is to do the opening set. So like from midnight till 4, just because you can go through such a range of music. It's a fantastic place, you know. Like everyone says, oh, it used to be good, or it used to be good 10 years ago, 5. I mean, you can say that about anywhere, you know.
From the opening, it is good.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, it's an important place, and it would always will be, you know. Like, I mean, if you're into that music, you kind of have to go there to make that pilgrimage, you know, and you have to cross those doors and experience it for definite. I mean, there's not many clubs that can boast the kind of hedonism and how liberal it is inside. There's not many clubs around the world that goes on, musically as well. So, yeah, I think it's a fantastic place. There's other great clubs in the world too, but for sure it's up there with the best.
Yeah, and Samuel, next
Your
question.
next question, yeah.
About the other, you made collaborative album, the other with Taylor Birch.
Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, and I know that you will be with this on Berlin Atonal in August. And
That's right.
So, could you tell us more about your new collaborative album and maybe your next gigs and events?
So the other kind of was based on, I think maybe the same year, you're talking 2015. This promoter in Barcelona asked me to kind of soundtrack a film, so live. So pick a film and then do a soundtrack live to it. But I knew this speech from John Cotto, so I wanted to use that, but I didn't want to use the original speech. So I got a friend of ours to create a film. So Taylor filmed herself speaking the script, and then we made a film around it. But we'd done it once like that, but then in the end, yeah, kind of last year I kind of thought, right, this is time to actually do something proper with this, you know. It's not just like a one-off gig. I really wanted to do something special with it. So yeah, kind of built the whole album really around Taylor's voice. So it wasn't like I made a bunch of tracks and just stuck her voice on top. It was, you know, literally, it was really considered. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, I mean, for me, it's my best work today. Like, I'm really happy with it, and I've never had that before. Like, I put
New experience.
Yeah, like I put a record out, and I'm always like you can hear the mistakes, or you're just not happy with it, you know, or like some of the tracks. But this, yeah, like everything all about it, I'm really happy with it. So I met Daisy Dickinson through Paul Clipson, and yeah, he put me onto her, and she come up with the concept of the AV show. So it's these massive hanging strips from like ceiling to floor height, and then we project on that at different depths. So I mean, in Berlin it's going to look amazing. So at Atonal, so obviously the space is incredible. But yeah, I've kind of always been a little bit against concept albums, but this definitely falls into that category, so I've kind of fucked myself there. yeah, I really enjoyed doing it though. I really enjoyed making it, and there's a lot of I've poured a lot into it, you know. So yeah, it had to be done. It felt like a bit of a milestone putting it out. So yeah.
And where do you find inspiration?
I don't know if I do, you know. Like I never kind of find inspiration from a specific point. I kind of just it's something that it's kind of more of a release, you know. It's not something I just, you know, I just listen to someone's music and I want to recreate it, or I go to an art gallery and I go home and I feel inspired, or I visit a certain mountain and I'm, you know, or I go to Ibiza like, and now I want to make Balearic music. I don't kind of get inspired in that. I just kind of every day it's just like a necessity for me to turn on machines and make music. And sometimes it's shit and sometimes it's great, you know. But yeah, I think inspiration it's kind of what's in the album though. It's the other what John Coteau hits on. It's kind of in your depths, you know. It's not like it's kind of a release. It's not something specific that you feel.
Yeah, and you are having a lot of gigs in Russia, and today is your debut in St. Petersburg at the Gabba Festival. What about your emotions before the gig?
Well, I'm fucking pissed off with the baggage handlers at Minsk Airport. They lost my bags, I'd say. So that aside, I'm really excited actually. I mean, I've been to the festival site to sound check, and it was incredible. So I'm really excited for the gig. It's really, really beautiful city, St. Petersburg as well. So hopefully I might get some time tomorrow morning, depending on what the sleep situation's like later on. But I'd like to have a look around, because from what I've seen it looks beautiful. But yeah, I'm told St. Petersburg and Moscow are two very different cities. So
yeah, and not in Moscow, but near will be your event at Signal in August.
oh shit, yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I mean, I
remember Olga tour dates.
I mean, I always have a good time in Moscow. I've caused a riot once. I can't remember what club it was, but people started fighting on the dance floor.
Out of the country, Nikola Lemil. It's not Moscow,
Okay.
but it's out of the country.
Yeah, I think it's like a 4-hour drive, right? Yeah, I look forward to that. As long as my bags arrive, I'm alright. I don't mind.
I hope everything will be okay.
Yeah, I hope so too.
But you can even survive in this extreme situation, and I'm glad.
Well, do you know what? There's no point getting stressed though, you know? Just generally, there's no point getting stressed over situations you can't control. So I can't control that, so it is what it is. We've pulled it together anyway. We've got some people on the case and we've managed to pull some equipment, so the show goes on tonight.
Sure, absolutely, and I will be at the Gabba Festival. Our interview and Gabba Festival are incredible reasons to go to St. Petersburg.
Two of the best.
Yeah, and my last question, rather popular too.
Go on.
What are your creative plans for the near future?
I obviously want to put out some new releases. I'm working in the studio at the moment and I've got some new stuff that I'm really excited about. I don't know, I've always had this feeling to start my own festival, you know? Like only little, but then kind of all my type of crew, you know? Bring the squad together and have like a really good knees up. Kind of in the vein what Contort used to be, but, you know, different. So yeah, maybe that. Continue to kind of make music, you know? I'm never going to sell out, just kind of make music that I love. So at the moment people want to listen to it, maybe in a year's time they won't, but I'll still be doing my thing, you know?
Yeah. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.